Back live at Jane B. Moore Field, Auburn softball getting set for their second game today as they prepare to take on the Bradley Braves. At Jane B. Moore Field inside the press box, we welcome you in the broadcast booth. My name is JJ Jackson alongside Graham Doty. Auburn a winner already today, 9-0 over Delaware State. What stood out to you, Graham?
Just the bats. They get off to a hot start. That first inning, JJ, 6 runs on 5 hits. They just did a little bit of everything. They took the lead early and did not look back.
Let's get a look at those highlights as Auburn, again, a winner 9-0 over Delaware State. The scoring did get started in the first. A couple of knocks from the Tigers, and they never really looked back at the plate. Impressive performance from the Auburn hitters, and then Samantha Yarborough, the story in the circle.
Yeah, she really was. She finished with a season-high 5 innings and also a season-high 5 strikeouts. Did not start the game, came in the second inning and was able to finish the deal. Did a nice job in the circle for Yarborough with those 5 strikeouts. 4 innings as opposed to 5 innings.
Picked up her first win of the season after Maddie Pinta got the start. Again, Auburn a winner 9-0 over Delaware State as the Tigers now prepare to take on Bradley, the second game of the doubleheader today here for Auburn. And Maddie Pinta once again will be the starting pitcher for the Tigers as she prepares to take on Bradley. We were in this spot just a few hours ago, and Maddie Pinta now makes her 6th start of the season.
Only 1 inning in her start against Delaware State, had a 1-2-3 inning with 2 strikeouts. She leads the SEC in strikeouts. She's now up to 54 this season.
Really impressive numbers for Maddie Pinta, Auburn's sophomore right-hander. Bradley, the opponent today for the Tigers, as the Bradley Braves come into the year with a 6-6 record on the season. There's a look at the first 9. Montier, French, and Vanderwerth to lead things off. A really impressive batting order for the Bradley Braves.
Yeah, it really is. This is a Bradley team batting .260 entering this weekend in this tournament, and they played well this weekend. Picked up 2 wins, and their game earlier today, they took on ULM down to the wire, only lost by a run, 3-2.
Really exciting game so far this weekend in the Plainsman Invitational. And for Bradley, the competition jumps up a notch. Here you are for the first time this weekend, taking on a top 25 team in the Auburn Tigers. This coaching staff, I'm sure, spent time scouting Auburn throughout the weekend while they've been here in person. And I tell you what, if you're Amy Hayes and that Bradley coaching staff, you've got to be pretty pleased with what you've seen from Auburn.
Yeah, for sure. You mentioned Amy Hayes. We'll touch on her in a minute. But 14 years now as the head coach. Bradley making the trip for the first time in the state of Alabama since 2015.
As the first offering from Pinta misses outside, it's 1-0. First batter of the day for Bradley. In the left-handed batter's box, that's Cameron Montier, who plays second base. A 1-0 is fouled back, and it's 1-1.
Montier, just a great leadoff batter, second team all-conference selection a season ago, batting above .350 entering today.
So 1 ball and 1 strike the count as this pitch misses off the plate for ball 2. Montier out of the state of Maryland. She's got 3 runs driven in this season with 12 hits on the year. The 2-1 found back into the seats, and it's 2-2. Auburn able to play 18 different position players in their first game today against the Delaware State Hornets, and it's the second game of a doubleheader here. 2-2. Called third strike as Montier goes down looking. Ring him up, another strikeout for Pinta. 1 down here in the first.
Looked like she pulled the string. Here's another look, low and outside. Does indeed pull the string and freezes Montier. Another strikeout for Auburn and Maddie Pinta. Nobody has more in the SEC than she does.
Grace French is the batter, and this one misses outside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the starting pitcher today for Bradley as well. French hitting here in the second spot in the order. A 1-0 misses away as well, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. French hits .270 on the season. She's got 1 home run and 9 runs driven in. 2-0 from Pinta, and there's the first called strike of the AB. Two and one the count. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play as that one finds the seats.
Well, for Maddie Pinta, that can be a challenging thing to do, what she's doing today, and that is starting game 1 of a doubleheader, only throwing 1 innings, a 1-2-3 inning. So it's been a couple hours since she's last been out there. Now she's got to bounce back and get ready to go again against a different team.
The 2-2 pitch. Fouled back into the seats once again. And it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 0.95 earned run average for Maddie Pinta. And 2 strikeouts to start the game. As Maddie Pinta thought that was out number 3.
She's so fired up. She was getting ready to jog back to the dugout. Her reaction was priceless. Look at her, okay. Another day at the office.
Face mask off quickly, and her teammates having to tell her that's only 2 outs. That's awesome. What a fun moment here.
Yeah, look at that smile on her face. I think she'll hear about that in the dugout when she returns.
A moment where that could have fooled everybody, almost fooled us. But nonetheless, 2 down, and the catcher, Jordy Vanderwerf, digs into the batter's box, and she takes the first pitch for ball 1. (1-0). Outside ball 2, 72 on the radar gun from Pinta. She had a few hours off, but she's still bringing the heat.
Yeah, so just to recap, Pinta has faced 5 batters and has 3 strikeouts.
Not too shabby from the work she's had today. Here's a 2-0. There's a called strike right down College Street here in town. It's 2-1. So a 2-1 pitch up in the zone, and that's ball 3. And so Jordy Vanderwerf is trying to become the first base runner today for Bradley, as Vanderwerf has walked twice on the season. Swing and a miss. It's 3-2.
Yeah, that one at 73, that's what you're going to get from Maddie Pinta, just velocity. There's not a lot of pitchers out there that can throw harder than she can.
The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Maddie Pinta strikes out the side here in the top of the first inning. 3 down, 3 strikeouts for Pinta. Auburn bats next. Time for the bottom of the first inning. Auburn set to bat here, taking on the Bradley Braves. As the Tigers a winner earlier against Delaware State, they're looking for their 2nd win of the day, 3rd win of the weekend. Here at Jane B. Moore Field, Michaela Packer will lead things off for the Auburn Tigers. As we look at the starting pitcher for Bradley, senior right-hander Grace French. 3.88 ERA, gets set to work.
It's her first action this weekend in the circle. You know she's got to be excited to take on this Auburn lineup.
A tough Auburn lineup as the first pitch misses for ball 1. 5th start of the season for Grace French, but Graham, as you said, it's her first work of the weekend. Got to get back in a rhythm here against the Tigers. Packer swings at this one, and it's going to be called a foul ball at the plate. So it'll be 1-1. Get another look at this one. It's close. Packer continued to run, and credit to Bradley for playing it out. It's Olivia Bradley who plays 3rd. continued on with it, but it's just a strike instead of an out. So it's a 1-1 count. Packer comes back, and the pitch runs inside. It's 2-1.
Well, the last game Packer led off, it was eventful. It was ruled a single, but she was in a pickle in between first and second, trying to stretch it into a double. And I think she ran a mile and eventually ended up on second base.
Certainly felt like it. 3-1 the count now to Michaela Packer. I'm sitting here thinking, have I ever seen the first batter of a team get caught in a pickle the way Michaela Packer was earlier in the game versus Delaware State?
Yeah, took a hard turn around first and then just kept going.
Right out of the gates. A 3-1 right back up the middle, and there's the first base knock of the day for Auburn. Packer has herself another hit this season. She's up to 16 hits on the year, and the Tigers are in business.
Just an excellent piece of hitting. Pitch kind of low and out of the zone, and Packer just goes with it and rifles it up the middle. And she is one to watch for sure at first base. Leads Auburn in stolen bases.
7 for 7 on the season. And Packer has yet to be thrown out her entire college career. She goes with the pitch, and Bradley's not going to be able to make a throw as Jordy Vanderwerf fumbled the exchange there from glove to throwing hand. The speed from Packer is just dazzling to watch.
It is, as she's now 8 for 8 this season. But even if Vanderwerf catches this cleanly, it would be awfully tough to throw out Packer at second.
Runner in scoring position. Sydney Cox tries to lay down a bunt, misses, and it's 0-2. Sydney Cox, the sophomore out of Asheboro, North Carolina, starting third baseman for the Tigers, awaits an 0-2. This one's on the ground, right side, diving play made by Montier. A side-armed flip to the bag for the first out. Packer moves over to third on the play. Good play, Cameron Montier at second base for Bradley.
Outstanding play by Montier. Look at her lunging to her left and from her knees. A nice toss over to the bag to record the first out.
So one down, runner on third. Nelia Peralta, Auburn's freshman shortstop out of Wellington, Florida. She swings at the first pitch, and it's fouled back, 0-1. Peralta leads Auburn with 14 RBIs on the season. Oh, 1 off the plate outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Gramsci hit her third home run of the season earlier today against Delaware State.
Yeah, it was a no-doubter. That was back in the second inning, too. Really started to break things open for Auburn against Delaware State.
Here's a 1-1 up above the hands. It's 2-1. It's Peralta again in the second inning earlier today.
Able just to hammer it over the left center field wall. Fired up as she crosses home plate, as she should be.
As that pitch misses outside, it's now 3-1. Again, the Auburn team leader in runs driven in, and she's got as good of an RBI opportunity as you can have with Packer running on third. Auburn's fastest player and just 60 feet away from scoring, standing on third base. 1 down in the inning. As a 3-1 misses inside, that's ball 4, and Peralta is issued a walk.
Excellent at bat there for Peralta, just being patient, and eventually buys her time and earns a walk. Second time that she's walked today in this doubleheader. And Auburn again threatening early here in the bottom of the first.
Bree Ellis, the batter for the Tigers, with runners at the corners. Ellis looking for her first hit of the weekend. She started to offer and Foul tipped it back. 4 home runs this season for Bree Ellis. That's tied for the team lead with Michaela Packer. And you talk to Ellis, and she'll tell you she's a little surprised by how much success she's had this early in her college career.
Well, she's been off to a great start. Looking for a chance of redemption today, though. She was the only starter in the lineup for Auburn that did not reach base in the win against Delaware State. That's a great thing, right? Of a doubleheader, quick turnaround, you get a chance to redeem yourself.
It's got to be the best feeling, knowing I don't have to wait too long before we can get back out there. And of course, Ellis, an everyday player for the Tigers in her freshman campaign, has done a nice job defensively over at first base. But she's behind in the count, 0-2. And this one's hit foul down the third base line.
And she's just going to have to continue to do that in this plate appearance with 2 strikes, down 0-2. Anything remotely close, she's going to have to swing at and put in play.
No balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out, Grace French, the senior right-hander, in the circle pitching for Bradley. As Ellis hammers this one foul. Out in front.
Inner half, turns on it, hit it a mile, but out of play. She's searching for her first base hit this weekend, JJ. She's 0 for 6 this weekend.
See if that can change for Ellis. Here's the 0-2. That ball hit well down the left field line, but foul once again. Ellis battling here with 2 strikes.
All right, if you're Grace French, what are you thinking here? Your last 2 pitches have been crushed. Do you waste a pitch? Do you go with a rise ball? You can see her steering in here to get the signals.
Almost feel like a waste pitch might be coming. 0-2, it's a swing and a miss is what it is. Ellis retired, and Peralta is able to take second, excuse me.
It's a pitch low and outside, and Ellis again with the 2 strikes has to swing at anything close. Swings right over the top of this pitch. Excellent offering from Grace French, and that is a huge strikeout for French and Bradley.
So with 2 outs in the inning, no runs across yet for Auburn. Runners at second and third for Jessie Blaine. As the first pitch runs inside, it's 1-0. Auburn scored 6 in the first inning of their game earlier today against Delaware State. On the ground, foul, third base side.
Everything has been in her half for Grace French. She really hasn't attacked the outside part of the plate yet.
A 1-1 count to Jessie Blaine. As that one misses the strike zone, ball 2. How impressive would this be for Grace French to get out of the inning unscathed? She needs 1 more out to get that done. The 2-1. As Blaine started to offer, they say Blaine went around. That's third base umpire Michael Carby. That said, indeed, she did offer. It's 2-2. Let's get a look.
Yeah, it was close.
A 2-2 on the way. Hit back foul. So it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. A 2-2 count for number 22 in blue. It's Jessie Blaine. No runs yet for Auburn, but Grace French having to throw her 25th pitch of the inning, as this one's on the ground to third. Bradley fields and throws across in time for the third and final out of the inning. 2 runners in scoring position for Auburn. No runs come home to score. On to the second inning here at Jane B. Moore Field on the campus of Auburn University. Still scoreless between the Tigers and the Bradley Braves as Auburn sophomore right-hander Maddie Penta gets set to work her fellow sophomore pitcher, the lefty Shelby Lowe, and those two together, numbers coming into today, Graham, one of the best duos, not only in the SEC, but all of college softball.
No doubt, and last year, as true freshmen, they both made the SEC freshman team. Lowe was second team all conference as well, so they have really made an impact fast for Auburn in their first 2 seasons.
And you look at those numbers, 108 strikeouts combined. What's so impressive to me watching both of these sophomores pitch as freshmen, and then they've carried it over through these first 13 games. Just 12 walks on the season coming into today. You know, pitching coaches love those strikeout to walk ratios, and this Auburn pitching staff, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, look at that, just 12 walks allowed between the two of them this season. You're going to win a lot of games with situations like that.
As Aubrey Lisenby, the Tigers freshman catcher, walks out to Maddie Penta, who, of course, the announcers jinx as we're talking about the lack of walks. Penta has fallen behind to Samantha Smith, the first batter of the inning here for Bradley. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's a called strike. It's 2-1. If Penta had fallen behind 3 balls and no strikes, you and I would have taken blame for this walk.
I know. We talked about it some in the last game against Delaware State.
2-1, hitting to right field, base knock as Samantha Smith able to get aboard.
But whenever a new position player comes in defensively, the ball seems to find that person. You get another look at this single, first hit of the game for Smith. Always fun to watch players hustle like that, isn't it?
No doubt. Not knowing where that ball was going to be. Possibility of being fielded by the first or second baseman and just continuing to run hard all the way through. First pitch strike, the batter, Katie Peterson out of Verona, Wisconsin in her freshman season.
First player to play at Bradley from Wisconsin since 1998.
0-1, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Little surprising.
It really is.
Bradley, of course, in the state of Illinois. Wisconsin not too far away. The 0-2, fouled back. As there's a look at Amy Hayes, the head coach of the Bradley Braves. And Graham, as you alluded to earlier, 14 seasons now leading that program.
Most wins in program history.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, 4th strikeout for Maddie Penta as Peterson goes down swinging. Got her to chase a pitch out of the zone.
It's one of the few times that Penta's thrown one that ended up in the dirt, and Peterson chased it. Swung right over the top of it. 4 strikeouts for Penta.
How about Aubrey Lisenby behind the dish? Using her body to block it up, knowing there's a runner on first and making sure that runner stays put. Abbott Badgley, the batter. She fouls off the first pitch. It's 0-1.
We had 2 different catchers utilized today for Auburn in this doubleheader. So Lisenby, another one of these talented freshmen, trying to make the most of her opportunities.
One of the most passionate players that we've come across for the last few seasons of Auburn softball. And to feel that way about a freshman, talking about Aubrey Lisenby behind the plate, is certainly special. This pitch is a called strike. It's 1-2. Head coach Mickey Dean has been very complimentary of the energy and the passion, the work ethic that she brings to her team. Some plays are made out in the infield, and Lisenby runs from behind the plate to that position to congratulate them and celebrate the out that was just made. Tons of energy. And your catcher's your signal caller, right? For the entire team, can see the whole field. So important.
From Huntsville, decided to stay in state, played at one of the biggest high schools in the state of Alabama, Bob Jones High School.
There's a 1-2 just missed off the plate, and it's 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes. Samantha Smith runs at first. And the batter is Abbott Badgley, and she's doing a tremendous job of staying alive here, fouling off pitch after pitch. The center fielder for Bradley, hitting .294 on the year. As this pitch pops up out of the glove of Lisenby, she throws down to second a bit late. As Samantha Smith takes second base. The count is full now. Let's take a look at what happened.
Well, it was a rise ball. Lisenby saw the runner on the move, and she was jumping up, did not quite catch it cleanly. And Bradley has a runner in scoring position.
Here's the payoff pitch, an off-speed pitch from Pinta. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 5 strikeouts for Maddie Pinta. Every out she has recorded so far has been a strikeout.
Previous pitch was the rise ball. This time pulls the string once again. 5 strikeouts.
Keeler Van Bruzigen will bat now, and she'll take a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. So the Braves do have a runner in scoring position. Bruzigen out of Columbia, Illinois, a senior on this roster. 0-1 outside, and it's 1-1. Bradley trying to jump out in front of Auburn here with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
First meeting ever between these two teams.
The 1-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Had a couple of those today. As if you were to look now, the series history between Auburn and Delaware State in softball would say 1 meeting. We saw that a few hours ago. The 1-2 pitch is up, and it's 2-2.
Bradley has had success in the state of Alabama in their program history. They're 5-3 all time in the state of Alabama.
Two on the way is off the plate outside, and the count's run full at 3-2.
And they'll stay in the SEC next weekend, JJ. They will play in a tournament in Columbia to take on Missouri.
All right. Payoff pitch on the ground to second. Denver Bryant, underhand toss to first for the 3rd out of the inning. A base knock for Bradley, no runs across. Auburn bats next on the SEC Network. Bottom of the 2nd inning we go, still scoreless. Auburn looking to get some offense here from the bottom of their order, as Bradley in town this weekend competing in the Plainsman Invitational, and they've got a couple of notable major conference opponents that they've already played on their schedule and some still to come.
And one of those wins this weekend, knocking off Syracuse yesterday 6-2. Then they take on a very good Missouri team next weekend, March the 5th and 6th. Bradley, no stranger to beating ranked teams. They have beaten 5 ranked teams in their program history. They beat Arkansas back in 2020 when the Razorbacks were ranked 20th in the country.
Impressive job that Amy Hayes has done building that Bradley program. Again, 14 seasons. You're able to kind of build it the way you want to, recruit the players that you want and fit your brand. As Garcia fouls this one back, and it's 0-2. And competing at a school like Bradley, As you see there in the Valley Conference, it's really important. They're in the OVC to go outside and play some of these bigger teams before you jump into conference competition.
Yeah, no doubt. This is a Bradley team. They were picked preseason 7th in their conference.
As this ball is a slow roller first baseline, and let's give credit to Grace French right there, making sure that ball tailed off foul before picking it up. Would have been an infield single for Lindsey Garcia if she picked it up as quickly as she got to the softball.
Yeah, heads up play. You can tell that she is a senior, a lot of experience. She knew she didn't have to rush to make that play.
Garcia, the right fielder, 0-2 off the plate outside. We mentioned all the freshmen for the Auburn Tigers, and rightfully so. They've done a lot of production, but also an element to this Auburn order. A lot of the returners, Graham, that we're seeing have gone through position changes in the offseason so that the freshmen can play. Garcia, one of those players. She hits this one foul and it stays 1-2. Primarily a third baseman throughout her first 2 seasons here on campus, and knew that there were some talented players coming in, and so Garcia heads out to the outfield and has done a nice job in right field.
It's a nice problem for Mickey Dean and his staff to have, just bringing in so many new faces, a lot of new talent, and a veteran player like Garcia will do whatever it takes to play.
A 1-2 hit back up the middle. Big turn from Garcia, who's going to take off towards second. She'll slide in safely.
Excellent piece of hitting from Garcia. This was just a low line drive missile in that right center field gap. And look at the speed, look at the turn. Great turn, Superman dive into second base. Double for Garcia.
Kept her hand on the bag as momentum is carrying you away from it. Scored a double.
So she didn't have a double through the first 11 games this season. She has 2 doubles today.
So that's Amy Hayes wanting to have a word with Michael Carby. Not sure what that conversation was about.
She might not have been happy. She might have thought that Garcia was out on the throw and the tag, but you saw her reaction, not really animated. One way or the other, Auburn with a leadoff base runner to begin the second.
Here's Aubrey Lisenby. Auburn has played 13 games this season. Lisenby has started 10 of them behind the dish, and she fouls off the first pitch. It's 0-1. Of the 9 batters in the order, Lisenby has gotten off to the slowest start. But again, as a young freshman, still plenty of reason to be optimistic for what she can accomplish this season and years to come. As another 0-1 is found back, and it's 0-2. Opening weekend, Auburn hosted the Tiger Invitational here on the Plains, and Lisenby had 4 hits on the weekend. 3 of them were doubles.
Great start for her career. She's one of the highly ranked recruits, 7th overall ranked recruit coming out of high school according to Extra Innings Softball. One of the many talented freshmen that Mickey Dean and his staff brought to Auburn.
Gotta protect the plate here with 2 strikes if you're Lisenby, as French went with the off speed. A 1-2 count. As the 1-2 runs inside and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, if you're Grace French here, you're really going to have to settle down. You gave up the leadoff double. You were ahead in the count 0-2. Now it's level 2-2. Cannot afford to put multiple runners on base.
Here comes the 2-2, and it's fouled off at the plate.
This Auburn lineup, once they kind of get things rolling, they can really make things out of hand in a hurry, which we saw in the very first inning in their win against Delaware State, scoring 6 runs in the first. And it just happened so fast.
No doubt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A pitch on the way is hit down the right field line, foul. So credit to Lisenby. Talking with the Auburn coaching staff, they love quality ABs. And as we move to the 7th pitch of this at-bat, this is certainly one of those.
Yeah, Mickey Dean told us that he wants to see his team to be consistent in every aspect this weekend, and I would say mission accomplished. And here is another one of those quality ABs, as you just alluded to.
It's that 2-2 ricocheted off the net there, and Coach Dean tried to make the one-handed grab. But another foul ball from Aubrey Lisenby. Let's reset. Another 2-2 on the way. This one poked out into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit as Lisenby takes a big turn. She'll head off towards second. Garcia comes in to score, and Lisenby's going to be called out for running out of the base paths. But it's an RBI for Aubrey Lisenby, and Auburn's in front 1-0.
Yeah, great at bat here by Lisenby. Goes with a pitch, just kind of flipped it into right field. Able to drive in the game's first run. And look at Mickey Dean at third base. He's almost step for step with Garcia. And Garcia was able to score easily.
Lisenby tried to force an errant throw by being a little aggressive, but called out for stepping out of the base path as Denver Bryant, the batter, and takes a first pitch below the knees for ball 1. Bryant had a big 2 RBI knock earlier today. A 1-0 on the ground to third. Bradley can't handle it. Her throw to first is going to be late. And Denver Bryant is safely aboard. Ground ball to Olivia Bradley, who plays third base for Bradley. And Auburn's got a 1-out base runner.
Hit sharply on the ground, but that's a play Bradley would love a chance to redo, to field it cleanly. That one bobble allows Bryant to reach for Auburn with only 1 out in the inning.
Error charged against Olivia Bradley, who plays third for the Braves. Carly McConaughey will bat now with the runner on first and 1 down. McConaughey 3 hits last night against ULM. She had an RBI knock earlier today and bats here in the 2nd inning. Takes a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Nothing and 1 the count to McConaughey. And misses off the plate outside, and the count's back even at 1-1. We get a look there. That's Emily Carasoni, an assistant coach on this Auburn coaching staff. Of course, a standout career for the Tigers, a part of a couple of College World Series teams, and had one of the most iconic home runs in Women's College World Series history as McConaughey singles back up the middle. And Auburn's got runners at first and second.
Well, the big weekend continues for McConaughey. She has been aboard every single time she stepped to the plate. That's 5 hits this weekend. Look at this one. Look at where this pitch is, and she just is able to flip it in the air to left center field. Well done.
So McConaughey aboard, runners at first and second. As Packer, ball hit on the ground. The play over to third for the force out, and they're now 2 down in the inning as Bryant is retired over at the third base bag, and Packer safe on the fielder's choice. But back to Emily Carasoni. She's just in her 3rd season back on the Plains in a coaching role. We talk about the improved hitting numbers. When you've got an assistant coach who very recently played at this level, played for this school, and had the success that Carasoni had, that speaks volumes to what these Auburn hitters are hearing each and every day.
Yeah, no doubt. You have somebody the caliber of her level playing for Auburn, playing in the SEC. It can do nothing but absolutely help these young players and all these freshmen in this powerful lineup for Auburn. Who else would you rather learn from?
Pretty good choice down there in that first base coach's box. And a look at the accomplishments Auburn softball has had within the last decade. 2 trips to Oklahoma City. 0-1 to Cox. Misses low, it's 1-1. Auburn 1 run across already this inning, and Sydney Cox grounded out to first her first time up, and she's trying to extend this inning. As this ball's hit on the ground to second, Montier fields, and her throw to first is in time for the out. Auburn puts a run on the scoreboard. The Tigers lead by 1 after 2. To the top of the 3rd inning we go. Auburn's got a 1-0 lead right now over Bradley, thanks to a couple of hits in the bottom of the 2nd. Maddie Pinta gets set to work her 3rd inning here on the Plains, and we take a look at the SEC in the top 25. My goodness, the ranking list is littered with schools from the Southeastern Conference.
13 teams play softball. There are 9 teams ranked, so. And normally every team in the SEC will make the NCAA regionals. That has certainly been the norm the past few years.
I mean, it's just a stellar conference from top to bottom. Each and every year, competitive series every weekend when we get back into conference play. And to see these teams playing in these preseason tournaments or pre-conference tournaments, you're seeing really good softball, and it's a sign of things to come once these schools start going head-to-head against one another.
And in the SEC, it's still a relatively new sport. I mean, everybody started to play in 1998, which is not that long ago.
Great point.
Just think about how far the game has grown since then.
Two and 1 the count. Addie Welsh is the batter, and there's a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. It's Pinta fell behind, but all of a sudden back even. It's 2 balls to 2 strikes. The 2-2 just off the plate. Pinta wanted a strikeout there.
It was close. She's fallen behind a little bit today, unlike her and what we've seen from her this season. But she still has 5 strikeouts, as you see.
Make it 6 as Welsh goes down swinging.
So over 60 strikeouts this season, and that just pure heat that the batter Welsh could not catch up to.
Always a smile on Pinta's face after a strikeout. It's got to be the best feeling in the world for her. As here's Olivia Bradley. She misses that one and goes over to chat with her head coach, Amy Hayes. Bradley this season, a .214 batting average. Look at what Pinta's done so far pitching.
He'll take that all day. 28 strikes, though. 5 strikeouts, or rather 6 strikeouts now.
Here's an 0-1, and it's a called strike. It's 0-2.
She just has a presence about her in the circle, you know. Over 6 feet tall and just towering in the circle. Can throw it to low to mid-70s.
The 0-2 just missed, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, she wanted that one too. She went back with a fastball. That one at 71. She just missed her spot.
One-two, swing and a miss, strike three. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pinta to get us started in the third inning.
And again, low and outside. Running start. Just kind of flips the bat head out there. Just did not make contact. 7 strikeouts.
Counting K's here at Jane B. Moore Field. Here's Cameron Montier. She's one of those 7 strikeout victims. Hitting .342 on the season. The leadoff batter in the order for Bradley. 0-1 swing and a miss, strike 2. So, yeah, Grant, Maddie Pinta's first time through the order. 7 strikeouts. You talk about making adjustments if you're Bradley. Just try making contact first has got to be the message.
That was close. When you look at her numbers, season high strikeouts this season, 16. Did that against Seton Hall. That's not even her career high. Her career high she did last year, 17 against IUPUI.
A 1-2 pitch. Back up the middle. It's a base knock as Lindsey Garcia had to cut it off. Running from right field. And that is a 2-out base runner for the Bradley Braves.
It's their second base hit tonight, and for Pinta, she'd been going with a fastball, she'd been going with a heat. This time, changes speeds, and Montier was waiting for it. She was anticipating it, got it, base hit up the middle.
And credit to Montier for protecting the plate with 2 strikes and able to create a 2-out base runner for the Braves. Grace French, swing and a miss, strike 1.
French, the senior out of California. It really is remarkable how many Division I softball players come from the state of California. They play all over the country.
0-1 is a called strike. The throw down to second in time. Aubrey Lisenby, the Tigers freshman catcher, catches the runner stealing. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. Montier took off with the pitch. Aubrey Lisenby said, "Not so fast." Guns down the runner, and it brings the 3rd inning to a close. We have our last women's college basketball quadruple header of the regular season tomorrow on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, and it starts at noon Eastern. But we're featuring this big game at 2 Eastern. Aaliyah Boston has 20 straight double-doubles. She leads #1 South Carolina against 22-6 Ole Miss, who've won 4 straight and are 4th in the SEC. Final day of women's college basketball tomorrow. A lot of action on the SEC Network. Home half of the 3rd inning here at Jane B. Moore Field. Nelia Peralta will lead things off. The Auburn shortstop. Count even at 1-1. Peralta walked her first time up. Was left stranded at second. A 2-1 on the ground to short. Welsh fields and makes the throw for out #1.
It was a smooth play by Welsh. This ball was scorched and one hopper to her. Smooth play. You can see why Bradley's had a lot of success this weekend. Their defense has been really, really solid this weekend at Auburn.
So one down, base is empty, and Bree Ellis will be the batter. Bree 0 for today. She struck out in her first at-bat of this game. And fouls this first pitch off. It's 0-1, way in front of that one. Check swing from Ellis, and the pitch was caught off the bat by French in the circle, and that's 2 quick outs. Not what Bree Ellis was hoping for there.
And again, her frustrating weekend continues, still searching for a first base hit this weekend for Bradley. Very strong start to this inning for Grace French.
Pitch on the way. It's off the plate outside, 1-0. One ball and no strikes to Jessie Blaine. And she'll hit this one out to left field. It's down for a hit. 5th hit of the ball game for the Auburn Tigers. And they have a 2-out base runner.
You see her reaction. Just got enough of this one over the third baseman's head. So Blaine is aboard for the first time tonight. Auburn looks for some 2-out magic.
Jessie Blaine has her 12th hit of the season. Lindsey Garcia steps into the batter's box. She has doubled and scored the game's lone run. It's an off-speed pitch, was outside. It's 1-0. One ball and no strikes to the Auburn right fielder, Lindsey Garcia. A 1-0 is inside. Blaine takes off towards second. The throw down in time as Jessie Blaine is caught stealing to bring the home half of the third inning to a close. Deja vu. Similar endings to both halves of the third inning. Auburn by 1 after 3 innings. 3 innings complete as we go to the 4th here this evening at Jane B. Moore Field. 21st ranked Auburn in front 1-0. Taking a look at our game summary so far. Grace French has done a good job in the circle for Bradley. And there's Lindsey Garcia. She's responsible for the game's lone run for Auburn. And then pitching for the Tigers, Maddie Pinta has been spectacular in the circle.
7 strikeouts, getting ready to go back to work against the 2, 3, and 4 batters for Bradley.
First pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Again, Grace French was in the batter's box in the in the top of the third inning. But then Cameron Montier was caught stealing. It brought the inning to a close, and now French back in there. And she'll take this pitch outside. It's 1-1. You do not see this as often where your starting pitcher also takes a spot in your batting order as a 1-1 is fouled back and it's 1-2. And what's even more rare, talking to Grace French of Bradley, she's hitting in the 2nd spot in the batting order.
But she's been able to do it at such a high level for a very long time, both ways for Bradley.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 as French goes down swinging. 8 strikeouts for Maddie Pinta.
Down and inside. Was able to fool French. They might be running out of the letter K's over there. They're running out of room.
Pitch taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Oh, found back. The batter, Jordy Vanderwerf, the catcher for Bradley, and she's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Well, so far tonight, Penta, she has not been messing around, not wasting any pitches. She has been attacking these Bradley hitters.
There's a swing and a miss. The throw down to first for the outs. The 9th strikeout for Maddie Penta.
And again, goes with a pitch down and in the zone, actually ends up in the dirt. But when you have 2 strikes against Penta, you're going to swing at anything remotely close. And that one had all kinds of nasty movement on it.
Samantha Smith, the batter for Bradley. She's got a single today. She'll take the first pitch downstairs. It's 1-0. It was Shelby Lowe last night for the Tigers and the Plainsman invite. It was Samantha Yarborough in the first game. Tonight, so far, it's been all Maddie Penta in the circle. This one fouled back. A 1-1 count to Samantha Smith. Also out of the state of California. Just off the plate, ball 2. The 2-1 hit down the right field line. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes as Bradley looks to get a runner on base here with 2 outs.
Oh, that was 71 miles an hour, and Smith was just a tad bit behind that one. And you wonder, Penta's been able to record some strikeouts by going with the off-speed pitches, especially in the dirt.
The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Maddie Penta strikes out the side here in the 4th inning. I'll be a big-time fan. Auburn fans, a fan of what they've been seeing so far. And Maddie Penta has been fanning every Bradley batter she faces. Auburn bats next. It's a 1-0 Auburn lead over Bradley as Aubie the Tiger taking in some softball this evening. Right behind the plate. Tigers holding on to that 1-run lead. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up this inning for Auburn. Grace French gets set for her 4th inning of work. JJ Jackson and Graham Doty with you here tonight on the SEC Network. This first pitch is fouled off. It's 0-1. Again, Garcia, a double, and she's responsible for the game's lone run.
Her batting average has jumped almost 50 points this weekend alone.
The 0-1 outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
Look at Aubie behind home plate.
I'm getting distracted by him as that pitch was thrown. And I do not know how Grace French is able to keep her composure.
Aubie is locked in.
1-1. Skips up to the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. He's got 1 job tonight at the ballpark. Have fun and
entertain
and help Auburn win any way possible. 2 balls and a strike as this pitch missed low, 3-1, but at least for French right there, the background was a little bit better for her. She wasn't too distracted.
It's been a full day at the office, though, for Auburn. Baseball had a doubleheader, softball tournament being hosted by Auburn.
It's all over the place. A 3-1 out to right field on the run. Keeler Van Breusingen makes the catch for out number 1.
Garcia continues to hit the ball well. Look at the location of this pitch. Garcia goes with it, but Bradley had it played perfectly. And the reaction from Albee. Better luck next time, Albee.
Just as frustrated as any Auburn fan here. And he's back behind the plate. This pitch to Lisenby is fouled off her foot at the plate. She takes a tumble and hops right back up.
Well, she's a catcher. She's used to that,
Yeah.
right?
Good point. Let's take a look.
Ouch.
Yeah. Back foot. Lisenby will walk it off and dig back in. Nothing in 1 as Lisenby settles back into the batter's box. This pitch hit to left on the run, and making the catch is Samantha Smith.
Kind of had the feeling after that foul off the foot that they would go inside, and they did go inside. Lisenby hit it hard, but again, Bradley, the defense has been on point tonight, and the outfield has been making some plays.
And off the bat, given how quickly Lisenby was swinging after that, I think a couple of Auburn people thought best case scenario, but that one stayed up in the air a bit too long as Denver Bryant will settle in. She reached on an error her first time up. There's the 1-0. Called strike, and it's 1-1. Denver Bryant, another one of those Auburn Tigers who, coming back for her sophomore season, knew the positions would shift a little bit. Primarily a shortstop a year ago, is now playing second base full time. She swings and misses it. Foul tips it at the plate, excuse me, and it's 1-2. Looked like Vanderwerf lost her glove there. The Bradley catcher.
That's when you know you're throwing hard.
Right.
Knocked the mitt right off her left hand.
Trying to jam the thumb. So a ball and 2 strikes now to Bryant. The 1-2. It's fouled back. It stays a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Grace French retires Auburn in order as the Tigers go down 1-2-3. Nice strikeout from French. Auburn leads 1-0 heading to the 5th. We're back at the ballpark. Auburn's got a 1-0 lead over Bradley, and Auby's having a great time here tonight. Tigers in front by a run. As we go to the top half of the 5th inning, Bradley due up as Katie Peterson will be the first batter due up for the Braves. Last weekend, Auburn played in the St. Pete Clearwater Elite Invitational presented by Wilson, and those were the 5 schools that they competed against. A 4-1 weekend for the Tigers. Impressive play for them.
No doubt, 3 wins against Power 5 teams, including one against number 9 Texas, as you see. A big reason why Auburn catapulted in the top 25 after their performance last weekend.
This pitch is fouled back. It's 1-1. And you talk about last weekend's play in Clearwater, just the event as a whole. 16 schools there, all notable. A lot of notoriety around those programs. Saw an epic game last Sunday night to kind of wrap it all up between Florida State and UCLA, a top 3 matchup. And again, Auburn played really well. This pitch from Peterson hit well to center field, and right in front of the warning track, Michaela Packer makes the catch for out number 1. Looked promising off the bat, but Packer knew right where to go.
It sure did. This is one of the hardest hit balls of the night, really, for either team. But Peterson hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and Packer's just so good in the outfield and was able to make the catch.
Abbott Badgley, the batter, and she's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Badgley struck out her first time up. She plays center field. 1-0. It's a called strike. It's 1-1. Four hits on the season for Badgley. She's got a .267 batting average. Again, you go back to the 4th inning with Bradley batting, and Maddie Pinta struck out the side. She's up to 10 strikeouts tonight.
It's the 2nd time this season she has double-digit strikeouts, 5th time in her career. And you get the feeling it certainly won't be the last.
It's been a really good pitching performance. I think if you heard from Mickey Dean, the 2-2 fouled off, and it'll stay 2 balls and 2 strikes. If we were to be able to read the mind right now of the Auburn softball head coach, Mickey Dean, I think you would love to see a couple of more runs up there on the scoreboard right now for Auburn, giving some of the scoring opportunities that they've had so far in this one. But you've got to be pleased with what you've gotten out of the circle so far.
Yeah, no doubt, especially after she started first game of the day against Delaware State, lasted in 1 inning, maybe potentially holding her for the nightcap because it was a quick turnaround for Auburn. She has just been amazing, as she has been all season.
The 2-2 is low, and the count's full. Bradley trying to get a 2-out base runner. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Excuse me, just the 2nd out of the inning right there. 11th strikeout for Maddie Pinta.
Back with a fastball. The pitch before was 50 miles an hour. That's 71. That's a big difference. And 11 strikeouts. She continues to roll.
Pitch taken for a strike. It's 0-1. It's fouled back, and Maddie Pinta in front, 0-2 to Keeler Van Breusingen. A full count the batter before, and Pinta wasting no time here as she's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Up in the zone, it's 1-2. Check that out. The Hulk smash in the Bradley dugout.
That's what you
2-2.
want, right?
Yeah.
You want that in your dugout.
But they celebrate with Hulk if we were to see a Hulk smash here. A 2-2 pitch. Down the first base line, that's a base hit as Bree Ellis dove after it. But the ball raced by and into right field it goes. Bradley has their third hit of the ball game.
It's the first base runner since the third inning for Bradley. And that ball was smoked on the ground just past Ellis at first base.
Red flags and Hulk right now in the dugout for Bradley. Keeping the game fun always. First pitch strike here to Addie Welsh.
Do you have a favorite Marvel superhero?
Definitely a Spider-Man guy, if I had to pick one.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's a good time to be a Spider-Man fan.
no doubt. 0-1. 1-1. What about you?
Steve Rogers, Captain America. Tough to go wrong with anybody, though.
All one big team. A great big team. This one hit out to right. Lindsey Garcia will dive after it in foul territory, but couldn't quite get there before the ball hit the ground, and it'll be strike number 2. Good effort from Garcia.
Yeah, it really was. Type of effort you want to see. Just missed it by a couple of inches.
Now Addie Welsh has to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Runner on first and 2 down. Auburn leading 1-0 in the top of the 5th. The 1-2. It's 2-2. Pitch was close. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Popped up, back to the circle. Pinta will make the play for out number 3. It's time for the 5th inning stretch here at the ballpark tonight. Auburn leading 1-0. Bottom of the 5th inning, Auburn leads 1-0 as the Tigers will have 9-1-2 due up in their batting order. 5 hits on the day for the Tigers. Couple for the Bradley Braves. And Carly McConaughey, who has one of those 5 hits for Auburn, looks to get it started for the Tigers here in the 5th.
Well, the first meeting between these two teams has not disappointed. This has been a fun matchup. You have 2 pitchers that have been pitching at a high level tonight. And neither team has really been able to build momentum. Nobody's had 2 runners on base in a while.
As this first pitch is popped up to second and caught by Montier for out number 1. First pitch swinging from McConaughey, and she's retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, just looking at it, Auburn is the only team back in the second that has had 2 runners on base at one time. So both pitchers have just done a nice job to limit the damage and limit base runners.
Let's see if Auburn can change that now with their leadoff batter, Michaela Packer, stepping in. She's reached base twice already, and it's fouled back on a bunt attempt, 0-1. A single for Packer in the first inning. She reached on a fielder's choice her second time up. Already claimed her 8th stolen base of the season. Is looking to get on base as Auburn searches for their 2nd run of the game. 1-1 the count. Grace French found herself in a tricky position in those first 2 innings, Graham, but really has settled down since then.
It was really the second inning when Auburn had 2 runners on base.
As this one hit well, left field, gone. Solo home run for Michaela Packer. She's got a team-leading 5 home runs this year in 2022. And the Tigers lead it 2-0.
What a difference a year makes. Did not hit a home run a season ago. 5 this season, as you said, and this was low line drive. It just barely cleared the wall, but she tattooed it and was able to give Auburn some breathing room in the 5th.
We've said it, not your traditional leadoff batter. She can get on base with her speed if she were to lay down a bunt. She can also keep the bat on her shoulder and hammer it out of the ballpark like she did right there. As she doubles the Auburn lead, they now lead 2-0 over Bradley. 1 down, and here's Sydney Cox. That one misses the strike zone. It's 1-1. I spoke too soon, Graham.
Yeah, I was looking at it. French gave up the first 4 batters reached in that second inning, and she worked her way out of it. And of course, what we talked about earlier, broadcast jinx. Once you talk about something, the opposite is about to happen. So our apologies to Bradley and Grace French.
5 home runs on the year for Michaela Packer, and to be a sophomore playing at this level, was a member of the All-SEC freshman team a year ago. She's off to a great start in her sophomore campaign. Last season, Aspen Godwin led Auburn with 5 home runs on the year, and Michaela Packer just tied that with her team-leading 5th home run this season.
And it just shows you what a difference an off-season program and plan can have for you. You just get more comfortable as well. Know what to expect the following season. That's certainly been the case for Auburn this season.
3-1 the count to Sydney Cox, the Tigers' third baseman. This marks the 14th game of the season for Auburn. That's significant, as the Tigers have 56 regular season games scheduled. So this officially marks the first quarter of the season for the Tigers.
It goes by fast, though.
Yeah.
I mean, SEC play will be here before you know it.
Count full now to Sydney Cox. Feels like we just started a few weeks ago, and here we are again at the end of today. 25% of the regular season done for a lot of these teams in the Southeastern Conference. Payoff pitch. On the ground to second. Cox retired as Montier throws over to first. Sydney Cox now 0 for 3 today. She has grounded out to second all 3 times.
Well, that's how you want to see Grace French respond after surrendering the solo home run. She responds nicely by retiring Cox. Just kind of a stoic look on her face. That's kind of been her attitude all evening long. Just doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. And it's been able to work for Bradley.
Peralta, the batter. Again, she had a solo home run in Auburn's game earlier today against Delaware State. She leads this Auburn softball team in RBIs. Here comes the 0-1. Ball hit well to center, but Abbott Badgley was there to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. Auburn puts a run on the board thanks to one swing of the bat from Michaela Packer over the center field wall. Tigers lead 2-0 going to the 6th. Auburn's got a 2-0 lead thanks to Michaela Packer, who hit a solo home run a moment ago. Now leads this Auburn softball team with 5 home runs this season. Top of the 6th inning as The Tigers are looking for their second win of the day and looking to improve to 13-1 overall on the season. What can't Michaela Packer do? Already got a stolen base today, the home run. Of course, with that home run comes an RBI, a couple of hits. He's taken advantage of all her chances out there defensively in center field. Such a fun player to watch.
Yeah, she really is, and just a true sophomore too. So you know she's just going to continue to develop and get better and better and better. Part of the bright future that this Auburn team and program has.
So as Bradley settles in here in the top of the 6th inning, got a new hitter here as Abigail Tyler is pinch hitting, the junior for the Braves. And she's fallen behind 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Maddie Penta picks up strikeout number 12.
Right down the heart of the plate. Swing and a miss. She's consistently been hitting the low 70s tonight.
We have seen a lot of Ks so far in the game added for Maddie Penta. As this first pitch is fouled back, it's 0-1. We've also heard a lot of Trace Atkins on the PAs. Swing Bada Bada has been playing a number of different times when Penta's been able to pick up a strikeout. 0-1. It's 1-1.
It's just impressive, approaching 100 pitches, and just her velocity hasn't faded, hasn't dipped. It's been consistent all night.
As a 1-1 is fouled back, and it's 1-2. Penta in front here. And it's the leadoff batter, Cameron Montier, who's 1 for 2 today. This pitch is up in the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, just off the plate, and it's a full count.
Well, she hit her spot, but Lisenby set up a little too far outside. Nice job by Montier just to not chase it.
Payoff pitch on the ground to third. Cox handles, and she's not going to have a play as Montier is aboard. Hard hit ball over to Sydney Cox, who's been stellar so far this season at third. Let's get another look.
Just knocked it down, and once she picked it up, she just knew she did not have enough time to throw out the fast Montier. So now for Bradley, you get the tying run at the plate.
And it's the pitcher, Grace French, who swings and misses. It's 0-1. Charged in error against Sydney Cox, who last season, every game she appeared in, Sydney Cox was playing second base. And so far this season, every game that she has appeared in, she's been playing third. 0-1, called strike, and it's 0-2. So a new position for Sydney Cox as well, and that's a play that Sydney would like to just have back. And anytime it's the leadoff batter as well at third base in softball, you're playing in front of the bag, you know the speed's there. That's got to be in the back of your mind at a certain point. They always say the brain's starting to do something before the body completes the action, right? Starting to think about the throw to first. without securing the ball to make that throw. A 1-2 to French. It's fouled back. The Braves dugout has stayed in it.
Been having fun all weekend. First trip to Auburn, playing a top 25 team.
And a 1-2, called third strike. French goes down looking. 13 strikeouts for Maddie Pinta.
Look at this one. Look how filthy this is. The movement, the speed, just able to drop it in. Lucky number 13 tonight for Maddie Pinta.
Swing and a miss. It's 0-1 to the catcher, Jordy Vanderwerf. As this 0-1 is off the plate, Lisenby wants to snap throw down to first. The runner able to get back.
For Bradley tonight, their 2, 3, and 4 batters are 1 for 7 with 6 Ks.
1-1 is downstairs. And just 3 hits on the night for the Braves. Pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. And Pinta hasn't walked anybody. So outside of the fielding error we saw a moment ago, just 4 base runners today for Bradley. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. 14 strikeouts for Maddie Pinta as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Auburn holding on to a 2-0 lead over Bradley. Fun night at the ballpark for the Auburn Tigers, and in particular, Maddie Pinta. She's up to 14 strikeouts on the game, dominating these Bradley hitters, as Grace French has had an excellent performance as well in the circle, taking care of business. And for the Tigers, Michaela Packer, a big reason why Auburn's got the 2-0 lead. She had a solo home run in the 5th inning to give Auburn that 2-0 advantage. And that's where we're at right now as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Auburn holding on to this 2-0 lead. Aspen Godwin steps in, and she'll take a first pitch strike. It's 0-1 as we get a look at the game summary.
Auburn has just been able to capitalize on their base hits. You saw the home run for Packer. But the difference in this game, it's just been Pinta, 14 strikeouts.
On the ground to second, Montier handles the throw to first. Brought the first baseman, Katie Peterson, off the bag. Godwin's gonna be safe. That's why you run it out, Graham.
Thought for a moment Amy Hayes was gonna come out to argue this call. Here's the throw over to first. And yeah, just a close play, and the runner does appear to be safe in Godwin. You can see Godwin with a smile on her face after she crosses first base. Just a tough throw to Katie Peterson, the first baseman.
So with Godwin reaching over at first, Auburn brings on a new base runner. That's Abby Smith. That's checked into the game to run over at first. First pitch to Jessie Blaine is fouled off at the plate. It's 0-1. And boy, does Abby Smith have tons of speed running over there at first base.
Yeah, she really does. 2 stolen bases this season, and you're wondering what Mickey Dean in Auburn is thinking here. Want to be aggressive, maybe scratch another run across the plate late in this ball game? Or be content with Blaine in the box here, who has a base hit.
Smith takes off with the pitch, and Blaine fouls this one down the first base line. It's 0-2. You saw the great jump there from Abby Smith.
Yeah, great jump. But the bottom portion of the lineup for Auburn, 5 through 9, all those hitters have at least 1 base hit tonight.
And the 0-2 pitch. Softly hit on the ground to second. Montier will field. Her throw to first nearly brought Peterson off the bag again, as the Bradley dugout got a little nervous there on the toss over. It was in time for the outs, but Abby Smith moves into scoring position.
You just can't take anything for granted, and this one way too close for comfort for Amy Hayes and her staff. Nice job by Peterson to keep the foot on the bag as well after having to go upstairs to reel it in.
So a runner in scoring position for Lindsey Garcia, the Tigers right fielder. Still looking for her first home run of the season. Pitch on the way. It's a called strike. It's 0-1. Oh, called strike. Abby Smith takes off towards third, and they're going to call her out. Third base umpire over there, Michael Carby, says the tag was applied, and Smith is caught stealing.
What a throw down at third base. Look at Mickey Dean's reaction here. He was clearly upset. And I don't know if it was a missed signal, miscommunication. He's not upset about the call because it was clearly an out.
Right call made as Garcia lines this one foul down the third base line. But a missed opportunity for Auburn with the runner in scoring position and 1 out.
Yeah, it really is. And Bradley, that's got to be a sigh of relief just because the Braves are still in this one.
So 0-2 now, the count to Lindsey Garcia. Here comes a pitch. It's out of the strike zone. Grace French mishandled that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of that tonight, and she knew it right away. That did not feel good coming out of that right hand of hers.
Right. So 1-2, the count to Garcia. A 1-2 pitch. Hit well out to right field. Caught on the run by Keeler Van Breusingen. And we head to the 7th inning. Auburn holding on to a 2-0 lead. Top of the 7th inning we go. Auburn holding on to a 2-0 lead, as they need 3 outs to pick up their second win of the day. It's the second game of a doubleheader for Auburn, and there's sophomore right-hander Maddie Pinta, who has been stellar for the Tigers. She needs 3 more outs to pick up her 6th win of the season and her 5th complete game of the year.
Sitting on 14 strikeouts, has a chance to match her season high and potentially her career high in strikeouts.
First pitch coming, it's a called strike. It's 0-1.
What a player Pinta is. Just grew up around the game of softball. Her mom, Susan, pitched at Delaware.
0-1. Down the line to first. Denver Bryant tried to scoot it over with her glove. Like scoop it back to Ellis, because Bree Ellis the Tigers' first baseman dove after it, but it deflected off her glove. So believe that'll be ruled a hit for Bradley, and they're going to have the leadoff runner aboard here in the 7th.
Yeah, it should be ruled a base hit because that was torpedoed on the ground sharply to first, and Bradley with a tying run at the plate here.
So the tying run comes to the plate. The first pitch misses outside. The tying run being Katie Peterson, who is 0 for 2 on the day.
It is ruled a base hit, by the way, for Smith. 4th hit tonight for Bradley.
2 of those hits have been by Samantha Smith. As Peterson takes a strike, it's 1-1. No balls and a strike. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Fouled at the plate, excuse me, and it's 1-2. Seventh inning, and that pitch count is rising for Maddie Pinta. 1-2. Barely hit by Peterson, who was able to foul it off and got a piece of it.
Well, that was the rise ball, and somehow Peterson was able to fight it off to stay alive.
Just a goofy looking swing right there to get a piece of it. Pinta's got 14 strikeouts. Here comes a 1-2. It's up in the zone, and that's ball 2.
And again, you gotta be impressed with still the velocity for Pinta. 7th inning, it's her 2nd time to pitch in 2 different games today, and she's still throwing in the 70s.
The 2-2. Fouled out of play and into the seats.
Well, she's mixed it up the last 2. Previous pitch was a rise ball, that one off speed. See what she elects to fire here.
Called 3rd strike as Peterson goes down looking. Pinta has 15 strikeouts.
How about a fastball right down Broadway? That's what this was.
No kidding.
Just might have fooled the batter, Peterson.
So Abbott Badgley will bat. She's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. She bounces this one back up the middle. That'll be a base knock. Big turnaround second for Samantha Smith, and Bradley has 2 runners on base now with just 1 down in the 7th inning.
It's the first time in this game that Bradley has had 2 runners on base. Got to be impressed with the Braves. They are not going away quietly. They are fighting to the end.
As we see a base running change made here by Amy Hayes. Coming in to run, Allie Parisian first. And as runners are at 1st and 2nd, decision time for Mickey Dean as well, whether or not he makes a change. But it appears this is Maddie Pinta's ball game. Auburn needs 2 more outs, and the batter, Keeler Van Breusingen, represents the go-ahead run. The tying run is on first base. If you're Auburn, Samantha Smith inconsequential at 2nd. First pitch fouled off, and it's 0-1. Aubrey Lisenby will walk the softball out to her pitcher.
It's a veteran play by the freshman Lisenby, just buying time, going to the circle, going over strategy potentially with her pitcher, Pinta.
In Auburn's 2 softball games today, we have yet to see a double play. As that's a called strike, it's 0-2. I know everybody in that Auburn dugout would love to see one right now. Maddie Pinta's career high, as we said, 17 strikeouts a year ago. This pitch, the appeal down to third, says she did not go. And it's 1-2 on the check swing there from Keeler Van Breusingen.
I love the fire by the catcher, Lisenby. Look at her try to sell this. Pointing down to first. She thought it's going to be an out.
That's so close. You got to be careful too. It nearly hit the bat. 1-2. Popped up in the infield. Denver Bryant makes the basket catch, and that's the second out of the inning.
Yeah, nice play by Bryant. She had a lot of room to cover there. Also, just a lot of people converging towards the softball. She made it look easy. That was a huge catch and an out.
So last hope for Bradley as Addie Welsh, still representing the go-ahead run, steps into the batter's box. The first pitch, called strike, 0-1. Again, with 15 strikeouts today, Maddie Pinta's career high was a year ago. She had 17 strikeouts against IUPUI. The 0-1 just missed. It's 1-1. Runners at first and second, 2 outs in the 7th. The 1-1 called strike, and it's 1-2. Auburn 1 strike away from a victory.
First 2 pitches were high and inside. That was low and outside. She's had a great deal of success with her rise ball.
The 1-2 pitch, just off the plate.
See her reaction. She went back upstairs, just missed it.
Still 1 strike to get for Maddie Pinta at Auburn softball. A 2-2. On the ground, back up the middle. It's a base knock. Rounding third, heading toward the plate is Samantha Smith. Runner takes off towards third, and diving in safely over at third is Abbott Badgley. It's an RBI single from the number 8 batter in the order, Addie Welsh, and Bradley is within 1.
So impressed with this Bradley lineup late in this game. 3 hits in this inning. They had 3 through the first 6 innings. Scrapping lineup, 3 singles. Really nice piece of hitting to drive in the first run of the game for the Braves.
They won't go away as Auburn needing 1 more out to get. Runners at the corners. And the number 9 batter in the order is due up as Auburn softball is going to make a pitching change here. Maddie Pinta exits after throwing 128 pitches and falling 1 out short of a complete game. You would have loved to see her get that final out, but by no stretch of the imagination does that undermine the performance we saw from Pinta today.
No, not at all. 15 strikeouts, did not walk a batter. Her 1 run that she allowed, it's unearned. So 6 2/3. She was phenomenal all night long. And we touched on her earlier today, JJ. It's now time for the other dynamic pitcher to take over in the circle for Auburn.
Indeed it is. Another dynamic sophomore pitcher for the Auburn Tigers. And there she is, number 55, Shelby Lowe out of Carrollton, Alabama. Got the win last night for the Tigers against Louisiana Monroe. And Lowe's coming in, hoping to pick up a save. See what Bradley does here, how they counter.
So it's her second action in this tournament this weekend. Her first action, just a smooth 13 strikeouts in 7 innings.
Bradley counters by bringing number 11, Addison Pettit, off the bench. The tying run is at third. It is a 2-1 ball game. First pitch to Pettit, called strike, and it's 0-1.
Very unusual to insert a left-handed hitter in to face a left-handed pitcher. Pettit only played in 12 games a season ago.
The 1-0 on the ground to first. Bree Ellis fields. She steps on the bag, and that's your ball game. The Auburn Tigers defeat Bradley by a score of 2-1. The Braves did all they could in the 7th inning to tie the game up and move on to extras, but Auburn able to close the door and win it by a score of 2-1. Final thought from you, Graham.
We'll love the fight down the stretch here for Bradley, who has had a big weekend down in Alabama for the first time since 2015. But the story of this game and the difference in this game was the starting pitcher for the Tigers, Maddie Penta, 6 2/3, finishing with 15 strikeouts. Second time this season that she has recorded double-digit strikeouts. She was the difference tonight.
For Graham Doty, I'm JJ Jackson saying so long from Auburn, where the final score is 2-1 as the Tigers defeat the Bradley Braves. Be sure to tune in to the SEC Network Plus tomorrow, February 27th at 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 Central, as Auburn hosts Syracuse. To watch this game in its entirety, visit the ESPN app or watch ESPN.com. This has been a presentation of ESPN.